She buys a flower farm from Facebook. Full-on lesbian sexcapades. Late bloomer. This had the weirdest concept yet. So, we have a dual point of view kind of a situation. So we begin with Opal. Opal has won the lottery, and then because life is just meh, she buys a flower farm from Facebook, because that seems like the best place to buy things like that. Yes. So she goes to this flower farm, and when she gets there, she is greeted by, well, the rightful owner, really, called Pepper. Pepper is our other point of view in this story. So, turns out, Pepper, there's a whole thing. The farm used to belong to, I want to say, Pepper's grandmother, but she's now passed. And Pepper's mum, who's a bit of a deadbeat and a bit of a, why do we need this person? She has sold the place to Opal via Facebook. Because why not? That's why. Pepper's mum has now really rendered Pepper both jobless and homeless in one fell swoop, because she doesn't care about anybody else but herself. Yeah. Well, Pepper's not leaving, is she? Obviously not. So now Pepper and Opal are kind of living together. They have their separate rooms and they're doing their thing. They're kind of cooperating. There's this event which I didn't really understand what the frickin' hell it was. It didn't make sense to me. But what does? So they're working towards this event, making something to, it's basically to save the farm or something. I honestly wasn't sure about that. It was just a bit of side hustle piece of story. I don't know. The main focus is obviously Pepper and Opal's love connection, which starts off really weird and then turns into full-on lesbian sexcapades, like a lot of them. So you like a smutty lesbian time? There you go. There you go. They're starting the whole thing as a kind of friends with benefits situation, and we all know how those work, don't we? Yes, we do. They don't tend to go as planned. Anyway, despite it being weirdest concept start ever, and so much spicy smuttiness, which I don't need, but it's there. It was a good book. I liked the final thing of it. How we got there is a bit of a weird rocky start, and very many, a lot of like bumps in the roads, like a lot of them. But the final like end concept, the final product, I can't speak, the final product is a good one. It's a cute, sweet ending, much appreciated. Yeah, you want some flower farming love? Here's your book. So, Tilly in Technicolor. We have a dual POV. We have a dual POV in this book. We have Tilly Twomley, a last name I didn't really enjoy reading seeing on page for some reason. I don't know why. It was weird. Anyway, so we have Tilly. Tilly, well, she's 18. Her parents are like, you need to go to college. She doesn't want to go to college, but they've had a bit of a compromise situation, and Tilly goes and spends the summer interning for her sister's nail polish startup company thing. So basically they're going around Europe. So yeah, why not? And then we have Oliver, which is coincidentally also the name of my cat, who is going crazy on the balcony. Yeah, if you heard that, that's Oliver going crazy. UK. Cool. We have Oliver. Oliver, well, he's special too, in his own little way. Tilly has ADHD, by the way, and so she's the whole book is basically, well, I'll get to that later. And Oliver, what was it? I think he has autism. He's on the spectrum, but he loves color theory, and he it's something he understands. So the way these two people meet is because so Tilly's sister and her sister's partner, they have this nail polish company, and they have Tilly as an intern, but they also have Oliver as a paid intern, basically to take photos and well, grow their social media profile. Really, it's basically what he's supposed to do, and he does a great job because he does have his own like Instagram account, which apparently has over 100,000 followers. So you know, he kind of knows what he's doing, I guess. So when we first start this book, we basically meet Tilly and Oliver on the plane, and they end up sitting next to each other, and then they meet each other for real, and it's like, what are you doing here? Funny situation. Yes, it was adorable. Oliver, are you okay? He's fine. He's just a drama queen. What was I gonna say? Anyway, so Tilly and Oliver, they start developing feelings for each other as, you know, two teens who's in a close knit environment together. I mean, they're sharing a room throughout all the hotels in the different cities. Those two are sharing a room, and Tilly's sister Mona and her business partner. By the way, I did also really dislike the name Mona for some reason, so that was fun too, reading. I basically had a very aggressive look view thing when anytime I picked up this book and I saw certain names, I was like, ugh. Wow. Hello? Where did you come from? That's Oliver, by the way. Yeah. Going back outside. Cool. Basically, this book, this story, it's a lot about like discovering yourself at the same time as, well, Tilly has ADHD, Oliver's autism. I think it was autism. It's on the spectrum. Everyone's on the spectrum, let's be honest. But he is, what was it, high sensory something, I don't know. Never mind. But it's about like discovering who you are and discovering how to like be around other people who may not be the same as you, but you know, it's a lot about discovery. I really liked it. I thought it was really cute. At some points I would have liked more of Tilly and Oliver's discovery of each other, but Tilly has some very snarky one-liners, let's say, every now and again, especially about her sister, that I found very funny. I really enjoyed it. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, So Mona and Tilly's parents, we only really see their mum, but she's a piece of work. Basically, Tilly wants to write. It's her passion. She has this blog that she writes and it apparently gets some tractions along the way. And basically what her mum says is that writing is not a job. So that's not acceptable. Tilly needs to go to college and, you know, be business savvy like her sister. We find out lots of things along the way, especially towards the end, so I'm not going to spoil it too much. It was a really good book. I recommend it. Yes. It's YA, characters on spectrum, different kinds of places on the spectrum. How do you say that? I hope you understand what I mean. I think you do. What else was it? Traveling around Europe. Yes, that was cute. Yeah. That was this book. Go read.